Good morning. This is me, Joanna, coming live today and to talk about something that came up to me this morning on my preschool run. I want to talk about handling difficult emotions during your session, your photo session. So I'm not going to be talking about other kinds of photography, as in if you do a studio shoot or a lifestyle shoot, how you handle your children's difficult emotions or your own or your partner's difficult emotions is very different because of the time constraint and what that photographer recommends. So I'm going to be talking about handling difficult emotions during a documentary photo session, an unposed photo session. This morning I brought my 3-year-old to preschool, and this is the first day after midterm. So while he was okay going into preschool before the midterm finally, this morning he wasn't. So he started crying, and it was a little bit difficult for him, and it was difficult for me. And it's part of life. Whether you have very small children, toddlers, or older children, they have emotions, and not all emotions that children have are quote unquote positive. And if you bring children into an unfamiliar location, or if you bring a stranger into your home, it might heighten their maybe anxiety, shyness, or a feeling of something different. And so the worst thing you can do in this situation is yourself, worry about it and fear their behavior and fear that they're gonna have a tantrum, or they're going to hide or act out. So if you're stressed about it, then they're going to feel it and you're not going to enjoy the session. So I think it all comes from expectations. Knowing that when you hire me, usually you do get at least 2 hours with me, although sometimes I do offer shorter sessions for special offers or seasonal, and then there will be 45 minutes to an hour. The longer time with me allow for more time for everyone to relax and get used to me, but also knowing that within this time together, maybe there will be difficult emotions, but there more likely will be also other kind of emotions. So it takes the pressure off for everyone to be happy, calm, playing for the entire time. You have at least 2 hours or 4 hours or a whole day for everything to happen. So you don't have to manage their emotions, and all you have to do really is trust that whatever happens is okay. So that's for the expectations of having photographs that will look or feel a certain way. Maybe you have in mind photographs that you've seen on my website where the children are laughing and happy. And, sometimes I get those of really, really big, giant laughs, and their faces are full of joy, and that's what you would like from your children. And I completely understand. Obviously we all hope to have those amazing photographs of our children being really, really happy. So, but if that's what you have in mind booking a session, it's an unrealistic expectation to have for the entire session. So then it kind of puts a little bit of pressure on yourself that your kids are happy. And then if your kids are getting up that morning and they are in a bad mood, or they are not morning people, or they start feeling a little anxious and it starts to unravel, and then you feel stressed, and then you're like, it's not going to work out, then it might actually just like feed into that. So I would say that having no expectations on how the photographs will look and what I will capture to start with is the best way. And trust me that I will capture what happens, and most likely I will get happy photos of the children. But if it's not the case, if for any reason they weren't bouncy and happy on that day, I will capture something else. And I don't think I have a single session where there wasn't a time in the entire session where I will get a smile or a laugh. But it's not the goal. The goal is really to let them be and to take all of the pressure off and all the expectations off, and just for everyone to feel like they're allowed to be themselves, whether that's like happy or not. And then by doing that, most likely the happy moments will happen, or a tender moment or connection or something that maybe you're hoping to get from your session. But I think it's by just letting go of expectations. But I know that's not the only concern. It's not just the expectations that can be difficult. It's also handling difficult emotions when you have someone else along with you, whether that's a parent, a friend, a grandparent or a friend or a photographer. And all I can say is that I have probably seen it all, whether that's with my own children or with my clients. Every child is different. Some of them are very sensitive to changes and transitions, and I know that, and I know how that usually translates in the moment. Some of them are very hyper and bouncy, and then it might end up with somebody getting hurt and crying, or they can be, things that happen with siblings, or things that happen because they want something and you say no, and then they melt down. All of those things. They're just part of life. So if you know that I don't judge them, or that I am not feeling any kind of way in the moment, like thinking, oh no, now there's a tantrum, I'm not going to get any good photos, or oh my gosh, I don't know, I don't even know what to say, that I like how to express what I could be thinking, because I'm never thinking those things. In that moment, I just want you to be able to parent the same way that you would parent if I wasn't there, and trust that I'm not judging, and handle it whichever way you want to handle it. And yes, maybe it will take a little, chunk of your session away, as in maybe I'm not going to photograph through the entire tantrum. Maybe I will just grab the photos that show the connection, or if there is, or so yeah, maybe there's a chunk of time that's not going to get photographed, but it's okay, because if you hire me, there's enough time to capture all of these photographs. I'm just trying to think of examples in my head, but sometimes it can also be funny, or not like making fun of the child, obviously, but sometimes it can be funny, and it's a great way to capture what real life as a parent is. Because if you only get happy, calm photos for the entire session, okay, don't get me wrong, it's great. But is it representative of your life right now? And I like to be able to remember also the parts that were a little bit more challenging, because otherwise it makes me feel like, did I imagine it? Why did I feel so tired? Or why do I remember feeling like it was a difficult time, let's say when they're 2-year-old or 3-year-old, and you're like, I remember it being kind of tough. Why do the photo not show that? So I do like having photographs as well that reflect the less happy and easy time. But yes, I've worked with plenty of families, some children on the spectrum, neurodivergent families. I have experience being a mom for 10 years, and I don't know. I honestly, the best thing you can do is take a deep breath, let go of all the expectations, and just go through the session in a way that you would if I wasn't there, and not to worry about your children behaving in any kind of way, and know that I can handle it and I will always get good photographs. And this being said, I had a client this year postpone because her child was going to get last minute surgery for grommets, and of course, like, this is different. She knew he was going to be off form the next day. He was going to be, cranky and probably a bit sick. And then that's like, yes, of course, if your child is really sick or really out of sorts, and they're going to be cranky and uncomfortable for 2 hours, then of course I'm going to do my best to reschedule and find a new date. That's no problem, but that's different. All right. So I hope that was somewhat interesting. I'm going to try and come live now every few days and talk about different subjects. So if there is something you'd like me to talk about, drop me a DM or put it in the comment and we can chat. And if you're on the newsletter, look out for an email tomorrow. There is a special offer coming. All right. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.